After all the horrible news recently, I would just love for us to relinquish our historical grievances. Humanity's inability to never forgive, never forget, just has to be one of the top drivers of animosity, hatred, vitriol between groups of otherwise perfectly good people since time immemorial. The difficult part is, of course, most of these grievances are very legitimate. The Palestinians can obviously draw upon the dispossession of their land and decades of oppression. The Israeli can simply point to last weekend. The Sunni Muslims can point to millennia worth of atrocities the Shia have done to them, and vice versa. It's also the premise of the most famous feuding family in all of literature, the Montagus and the Capulets. This can also be seen, I'm sure, in your local politics. Look at the historical grievances your local conservatives and liberals bring up to justify their own immorality. These conflicts do need to be dealt with and remembered, but the problem is, over many years, over decades, centuries, and even millennia, as more and more of these atrocities are recorded into the history books, into legend, become ingrained in the very cultures and identities of the people themselves, these grievances do have the proclivity to build up into insurmountable differences. This dynamic plays straight into the hands of the hardliners of partisan politics, who upon mention of reconciliation can draw upon hundreds and thousands of historical grievances in their back catalogues and demand retribution for it, and get overwhelming support from the people. And when that naturally fuels an even more aggressive and extreme retaliation from the other side, the cycle just keeps on going. And as always, it's always the ordinary people who are the ones who suffer the most. Is there a way to stop this cycle? Maybe. But sadly, I don't think it's in our human nature to solve it. It's simply too much of an ask. Our hubris, the thinking that we are more virtuous than the other side, will be the end of us all. Thanks for listening.